the question is just, what was it?
How is popular music?
Or is popular music art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, based off what they said, I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be because the way they make art sound or like as a thing, they say that like art, once it's reproduced or like reproduced, it loses its aura or authenticity. And then like what we were talking about yesterday in class with popular music, they were saying that it's also reproduced and follows like a repetitive scheme, like a Hallmark thing where you can just keep changing the melody or the tone by multiple artists or rewrite something that sounds the same as something else in the past, and it's just for the like entertainment of the person or the consumer.
Don't they do that in art though? It's like, what was it? I think it was Andy Warhol did the whole like comic looking paint thing. You know, talking about the Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
And like several other artists have claimed that and did it with their own. They took the same style and reproduced it with their own, I guess, idea of whatever image they wanted to use. Still the same thing, but it's taking something and remaking it. So would that like still considered? Because they do it with, I guess, the tangible art as well as the one that you listen to. So they do the same thing to it. It's just, I guess, it depends on your view of what art is.
I don't know, because what they said that art is like, they kind of divided it up. Remember they were talking about how the pure possibility and the real possibility of like those who have the
means to do it and the means to
like those who
access it.
actually know how to interpret the art. Like when we went to the museum, we didn't really know how to do that.
I didn't either. The
And
hair
then-
would freak me out.
Yeah, and then like those who don't, or like just choose not to go to the museum, don't have the means to, I forgot the word, like interpret the art or decipher it
Yeah.
and properly.
I don't know, I guess like for me, like I like art, but for me, for it to be art, there has to be a story behind it. Like nothing in that museum had a story for me. It looked like something that they threw together in some sort of like haze. Like there was no history, there was no story, there was, I guess, nothing behind it for me.
What about like music today? Like a lot of music kind of sounds all the same.
I guess it depends on the artists themselves, because some of them can do it, I guess from personal experience, they use that and kind of form their music, and others are just, they recreate past, they take it and they kind of try to make it their own, but anybody that's heard it before knows it's not them. But if you take like the generation, sorry, if you take like the younger generation, they're like, oh, that's their song, and then you take it like, you know what I mean? Some people take it as new, and then the older people know, they recognize it as kind of a copyright thing.
I also feel like it kind of has to do with the lyrics. Maybe if like the lyrics has a meaningful message, it might be seen as art. If it like has like a story behind it, or even if it's like a music video, that can be seen as art. But when it comes to like the technique and how they create the music with like the synthesizer or whatever, I feel like it's kind of all the same. Especially when it comes to like copyright or like things sound very similar to another song. It's like everyone picks off of everyone else. Try to like get that inspiration and do something different, but it just ends up being the same.
Oh yeah, that made me think of something. So like, there's a lot of those memes out today that are like, how rappers and like hip hop artists nowadays, they just kind of just make random like noises like
Yes.
or whatever, something like that. And they're like, we actually have somebody like actual music, like back when hip hop and R&B, or not R&B, hip hop and rap actually started, like that was something original, that was like a new movement.
Yeah.
And now like they all kind of just sound the same, or like they add like one or two little words in their music now. And it's not really like, I guess it's like today's generation of like hip hop and rap.
They make it seem more like a joke more than like music, and
Yeah.
with the whole like mumbling thing, Like, it's like,
It's kind of
is this even a song?
But like, what's he saying? He's probably like, I don't know, like some sort of like sacrifice, and I'm like, okay, I can't hear anything, but I'm gonna pretend I can because everybody else likes it.
And it's like, how do you sing along to this? You don't even know what they're saying.
For real, like I listen to everything from like rock to metal to country music, but you can understand the words.
Yeah.
Rap, I'm just like, what was this? I'm not sure.
I remember in high school, sorry. I remember in high school, like EDM's been around for like, since like the early 90s, but it wasn't really good or popular back then. And I remember in high school, like that's when it started to like come into the popularity spotlight. And I was like, this is so annoying, like it's just a bunch of like beeps and booms and
Whistles.
like whistles. And I was like, this is so annoying, like
What
there's
was
not even.
it? The Skrillex thing.
Yeah, Skrillex is like one of the first people, or like one of the better known people. I was like, this is so annoying, and then like here I am, like 6 whatever years later, I'm like, I love this song.
Yeah, it was really popular like my junior and senior year of high school, and I'm like, I don't get it. It sounds like they throw something down the garbage disposal and flip the
Yeah.
switch on. But everybody's like dancing around
Yeah,
to
but
it, talking
like,
about how
they
great
don't
it
sound the
is, and I'm
same.
like,
Or like all the songs sound the same, even though they're from like different DJs or whatever.
well, you know, you play the keyboard as a kid, and you could change the noises, and make random like cats and dogs noises. That's what it sounded like it did. They were just like word, and then they just kept tapping away.
When I was in Korea, it was like, I would go to the club and they would have a hip hop section and an EDM section, and I always hated the EDM section. Because when you go there, it's like, no one dances, they just stand or jump around, like you can't dance to EDM at all, I feel like. At all. You can't dance to
I'm
that.
just staying here and sweat back and forth.
Yeah, it's just noise and whistles.
Yeah, I don't know, some people consider that art, and to me, I'm just like, that sounds like something my 5-year-old sister can bang out on like a
Mhm.
keyboard.
I don't consider that.
Yeah, I think it's like I get what she said in class, and like the, I guess, specific, like the qualities for it to be art, but I really think it depends all on your interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Because I could look at something and see art, and you can look at something and just, it's like splashes of colors, and you're just like,
I feel like based on the definition of like how they say that like after like if the Mona Lisa would be to be reproduced by like copyright people who like redo the Mona
Yeah,
Lisa
reproduce it.
for like for sale, it wouldn't be like the Mona Lisa or whatever, but like I feel like in the art or the music aspect, by some magical chance, if somebody were to write an original, like, doesn't sound like anything else, like they have their own true
yeah,
voice,
it's based off,
tone.
it has like some, I guess their history in it. To be
Yeah,
art, like original.
yeah, something actually original that doesn't relate or like connect to anything that's been written in the past or anybody's like tone or whatever, then I feel like it could be considered art, but like if it's just something that kind of sounds like, or they were inspired by somebody famous in the past, and like it wouldn't really be considered like their version of what art really is.
I guess in a way it also depends if the credit that's given, like if they're like this was inspired by, or I guess they give claim to the original. They don't claim it as their own. They just like, so you know it's not them, it's not something they created, they're just giving their own personal twist on it. Then I guess in a way it could be considered art, but they take it and then claim full ownership of it, then it's not, it's just.
Do you mean like remixes or like samples?
No, you know how people do like covers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the main thing, they give credit to the original. They're not claiming the piece as their own. They're letting everybody know that this is not theirs. They're just doing it because it means something to them.
Mm-hmm.
So is that still unique, that?
I guess it, in a way it could be unique, but it's not entirely, I don't know, it's kind of confused.
I don't feel like it is, because like if you think about it, like when people audition for like American Idol, they're singing, for the most part, majority of them are singing songs by like well-known artists or like well-known songs that are like gonna make you stand out. And then like by chance if they win, like they're not gonna keep singing like other songs that have already been, like they're not gonna be singing other artists' songs when they become like famous. They're gonna be either singing songs they wrote, songs that have been written for them, but like, or yeah, I said songs that they wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess it depends on the way they go about it, I feel. I don't know. Because I've heard some that sounds really good, and then they're just like, you kind of butchered it. It's not, hurts my ears. I think that's the main thing. It all depends on your interpretation of what art really is. Because like the songs I like, y'all and I think are art in their own way. Y'all could listen to and just like, no.
Yeah, it depends on the person, for sure.
Yeah.
And also if you have like a creative mindset, like you said about the museum, if you go and maybe you're used to seeing these things and you have like that creative mindset, you can see something and be like, oh, this means this. But other people who don't
Mm-hmm.
experience that stuff, they're just like,
They're just looking at it
Yeah.
for what it is.
yeah.
And then like maybe trying to think of what it was. Like one of them, like her and I walked through the museum really quickly and we're just like looking at everything really fast. And like for a lot of people in our class, they were moved by that one hair thing in the corner.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I
It was,
thought it was great.
I didn't know it was hair either. I was like, ew, this is gross. I don't want. And like
Yeah.
I didn't see that it was
Strange or
hair until
something.
people said it in their video.
Yarn.
Yeah. The ice when they're talking about how moved they are and how it represents this and this, and I'm like, that looks like it hurts.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, what does this mean?
She's probably catching some disease because that grate's probably not clean. I don't know. I think the main thing, it depends on what the thought process and the creation of it. I think those all play into effect. Like, one artist I like is Picasso. Like everybody knows him. I like his older stuff when he first became, I guess, known in a way because it meant something. It represented something. And then the more famous he became, the less meaning his art seemed to hold for me. It just looked like squiggles. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like I liked him by like all the way up into this time period. I can't remember the date. I'll know it when we leave. And then after that, the more I guess known he became, the more he tried to impress upon everybody else. It looked like it lost its appeal for me. Like that looks like crap.
I don't know, like people that write lyrics. The other thing, like people that write lyrics, it doesn't really matter if they're good or bad. It's still a story to them.
Yeah.
And it still makes sense. So that's kind of the same thing as somebody having emotional feelings and putting them into a lyric, and then putting or drawing, writing something on a canvas,
Mm-hmm.
and then saying that that's their story or personal feeling. So, and then we call that art, right?
Yeah.
So,
I really didn't see anything in that museum was just like trash to me.
yeah.
I got excited
I
when
mean,
we went.
you
And I'm just
keep,
like,
you keep saying that you didn't like anything in the museum, nothing stuck out to you, but like in a lot of ways, like that's the same for music too.
yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, this is just garbage music, it's all just being recycled.
Yeah.
People don't know what they're listening to.
Yeah, like if I played some of the stuff that I like for my mom, I think certain bands that she'd be drawn to because they relate back to her, I guess, childhood, because I like some of the older bands, and then some of the new stuff that I will admit that I do like, she'd be like,
Yeah, like you always hear people talking about, oh, like the classics, or
Mhm.
like the classic 80s or 50s or whatever, like when I'm 80 or whatever,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be growing up listening to like the early 2000s
Yeah.
rap, like
Generation.
like 2K, and I'm like, yeah. My kids are gonna be like, oh, this is what you listen to.
yeah. And my mom played some of her stuff in the car the other day, and I'm just like,
I like the classics.
I'm gonna tuck and roll out of this thing. I
Oh.
don't like this.
And then we were talking about it yesterday in class, and for the Enlightenment as mass deception thing, it said that the final argument posed by Adorno and the other guy that I can't pronounce is that people under capitalism suffer the same fate of art under the cultural industry, that they are reduced to the exchange value with no intrinsic or unique traits as the Enlightenment dream. Basically saying that like music, remember I said that it's music to them follows the same schemes, it's readable and it's easily digested by the consumer.
Yeah.
So like that people are just like staying within like the safe zone and kind of don't want to like go beyond that for music, because if you know, like you think of like one hit wonders, I can't even think of one right now, or like
Extra
this
Voice.
the chick that sings like making my way downtown, like what happened to
Yeah.
her?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's that other girl? Phone.
So call me, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe they have,
Carly Rae Jepsen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like what happened to the one-hit wonders, like they probably, like, I mean, obviously that was all that they
And
had.
that one song and they just die out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, Adele, what happened to her?
she's still popular.
Oh, I
She
haven't
is?
heard her music.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything.
Wow.
I listened to her when she first came out, and that was in like the like mid-2000s. And like one of her first like popular songs with a music video on like MTV was like Chasing Pavements. You know that?
No, and at least she's a pretty voice. I just don't like her songs. They're not my kind of music.
No, I only like
It's
some.
click.
Yeah, but like with
Skip
the
this.
one-hit wonders, like you either, or like artists in general, you either make it like Beyonce, or you're a one-hit wonder like that one chick.
Yeah.
And
Kind of sucks to be a one-hit wonder, honestly, because then you think
that's
like,
all you're
You
known
think-
for.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you think you can up that, but then you can't.
Yeah.
They're probably like plumbers now or something.
Some still try to make it. Like there's some if you look them up and you're like, oh, they're still
They're
making
doing like
music.
small gigs or
But
something.
yeah, but is it doing well though?
Not really.
No.
Is it, yeah, so.
Like what is it?
I feel like in order to stay relevant and like have, or like kind of have your music as an artist considered as like, not art in their sense, but like still relevant to like today
Yeah.
and like, I guess appreciated by today is like to like stay true to like who you are, but keep reinventing yourself all while like sticking to like your specialty. Because like if you think about it, like Beyonce's songs, like she has her days as like Destiny's Child, and then like when she cut out from them, for like her early music was like Crazy, like Naughty Girl, whatever, I can't remember. But
Yeah.
like now, like her songs don't sound like that now. Now it has like more of a like rap genre to it.
Yeah, so it kind of like evolved from
Yeah.
what it
From,
was,
like,
depending
pop.
on like the time period, like
Yeah,
things changed.
it went from like pop to hip hop, and then like kind of rap-ish.
So like what's
Yeah.
trendy? Like the
Yeah, but she's
big-
still, yeah, she's still, you know, she's still popular
Yeah.
in that sense.
She never dies. She won't ever die.
I think part of their, I guess, music, it could also play into the fact like their appearance. Like Lady Gaga, before you knew what her songs were, you knew her for the meat dress, which is really cool.
Yeah, she always has a different look.
Yeah, you knew her for her look before you knew her for her music. You know, like her look, I guess, drew you into wanting to.
It's something,
You're like,
yeah, she like
what's
pushed the
coming out of her mouth?
boundaries, cause like with all her, like the music videos, it wasn't some like sweet thing where like people are like running
No,
in the
she
field or on
was-
their
yeah.
beach or like they're with a loved one, like she has like these like weird costumes and then like in public or like on the carpet, she comes out in like these cool costumes, like,
Wasn't one made of Kermit the Frog?
what, oh, I didn't see
Basically,
that.
the puppet. I think she legit had a bunch of him, and she made like a poncho-looking thing. It was weird.
Yeah, like that's something new and like for her it worked and like she stuck to it and like she has this whole diversity aspect about her. That I would consider art.
And now she has a movie,
Yeah.
you know.
Her sound sounds so different. Like it came on, and I'm like, this is not. It's like flip.
Yeah. I didn't even know what she looked like at first because she
Yeah.
always has like the
Her,
costumes
she,
on.
Yeah.
she did a music video a while back where she's like in normal clothes, and it took me a second. I'm like, who is it? I'm like, wait, that's her.
That freaked me out. Like I was so used to her one image that it threw me off when she changed. I don't know why she changed, but like it was just